Here we go, here we go, here we go. It's been a minute since I did a live. As always, let me make sure audio is straight. Let me make sure everything is going. The family time to get in the room. We're gonna make this real quick, man. I don't want to be a long live video. I just wanna spread a moment on my heart real fast. You know. If y'all can hear me, press 1. If my audio is good, press 1. Can y'all hear me? So press 1 if you can hear me now. I need to know. I don't want you to be talking. Blink 2 times if you can hear me. There we go. There we go, man. You know, so yeah, I'm saying, everybody, how y'all guys doing, man? I'm just this gonna be a quick live, not no long live. Today's been a day. I'm in the library, as you guys can see. Just got in here, been running around the city of Atlanta all day long. I'm tired, I'm hungry. And but you know, let me say this first. Now, the Virgo compatibility videos are coming, man. I got them coming next week. I know last week I said this week, but I've been busy, man. I've been trying. They coming though. I got some on deck. I got some recorded. I got some on deck. You know, I'm trying to schedule out, man. You know, so the Virgo compatibility videos are coming next week. First of all, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? The King was good. Jasm's in the house. You know, rest in peace to Nipsey. You know, yeah, everybody throw some love to Nipsey. Yeah, man, but y'all, I've been crazy busy, man. You know, Virgos stay busy, and it's crazy. But anyway, it has come to my attention. If people don't understand Virgo men, man, or I don't know, that's what people say. You know, so I'm just trying to share a little bit of quick light on the reason why it's hard to understand Virgo men. It's so hard, and the reason why it's such a challenge is because a lot of times we don't understand ourselves, right? We do, you know, but we don't. I know that sounds confusing. I'm gonna say a lot of things that's very contradictory. You know, we can't be bipolar, but only bipolar like, you know, you making us mad and stuff. I guess I don't know. I think we're pretty even tempered, you know, but we can't be bipolar in terms of how we feel, you know. But the reason why some are bipolar is because we overthink everything. I'm overthinking stuff right now. Right? Today has been crazy, but it's a challenge to understand Virgo men because we do think a lot, right? And we always we mutable. That's right, we mutable, and we always trying to get something right, and we always working on something. And whatever we working on, that's the main thing that's in our focus. You know what I'm saying? We don't say a lot of things that we feel because we feel like whoever we talk to don't care anyway. You know, because you know, a lot of times people want to know what you feel, but they really don't. You know how you walk up to somebody and say, "How you doing?" You really just speaking, but they start telling their life story. You're gonna be like, "I don't really want to know all that." You know, what's good, sexy diamond? You know what I'm saying? And that's really why. But really, we trying to figure out life just like everybody else. We are great at helping other people solve problems. Like we can solve world hunger, man. But sometimes we can't solve our own problems because we overthink everything. And we live in our minds, we live in our heads, we live in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? But mainly we live in our minds because we're analytical. You know, we're intellectual beings, man. We just think all the time. You ever see that? What's up, Christina? You ever seen that video? Not video. You ever seen that statue of the thinking man just sitting like that? You know, that's a Virgo. Virgo dude. That's what we do, man. We think about everything because we're trying to work it out. And our main goal in life is to be, like most people, is to be self-sufficient. Our main goal is to we can be king of hearts. We can be very emotional. Our main goal is to just have things set up. We're not happy with nobody, not even family until we have our own thing set up. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fact of life, man. Because we don't want to get in life, you know, and we just want to be self-sufficient, especially Virgo men, because a man's traits anyway, men are built to conquer, to rule, to build, and provide, right? It's just our nature. So Virgo men, we're like that anyway. We have like an extra dose of that, you know. It's good, Alicia. We have an extra dose of that. And so we really just want to do what we got to do as men, you know. And it's hard to, for some of us, it's hard to do both, right? It's hard to, sometimes it can be hard to like love and work on your purpose because something in the way. Like the Kanye West verse, I forgot what song it was, but he said something to the effect of either I'm getting, and I said this before, either I'm getting money or I'm getting women. Either way, when I'm getting the other is getting away, right? So if I'm getting money, the women are getting away. If I'm getting women, the money is getting away. So Virgos, we tend to get money or follow our purpose, so to speak, you know. But it's very difficult sometimes. But a lot of us we haven't figured out that we get it figured out as we go along, as we grow, you know. As we grow, we start to figure it out and start to understand how we can include both. You know, it's a struggle for us, man. I'm just saying this so I can help y'all understand. You know what I'm saying? So to help y'all understand, it's like, if we just want to have life, we just want to figure out life, man. You know what I'm saying? And when we start to figure out our purpose, we have to really, really work on that. And it just takes us a minute because we put so much energy toward whatever we doing that, you know, when it comes to like women, sometimes they kind of fall on the backside. Not because we're trying to play her, or not because we're trying to be funny. Really, just because our purpose and mission is superseding everything, even family. Unless you got kids or something, you know, nothing gonna supersede your kids, because your kids, your children, is all you have. I mean, you are all they have. So other than that, though, it's gonna supersede everything. You know, and it's just real. So people don't be understanding that. A lot of women don't be understanding that because it's important. You know, I mean, one time I was dating a chick. I mean, she just went out and she just refused to understand that my mission is the most important thing to me. You know, and she was like, "Oh, you making me number two. I'm not the most important thing in your life. You're not the most important thing in my life." You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that sounds very mean, but you know, it's the truth. Cause if you are the most important thing in my life, then how will I survive? You know, I'm gonna just be living to serve you. You know, and then I'm gonna begin to fail in my duties as a man. I begin to fail on my mission, and then once I start to fail as a man, my money starts to drop. I start to lose this, I start to lose that, and then I'm gonna become unattractive to you. And then you're gonna start saying stuff like, "Oh man, you're a man, you don't have no money. You're a man, you don't have this, you don't have that." What kind of man doesn't have this and that? We just avoid all that and get, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be around a woman. You don't have your stuff together. So we just tend to try to get our stuff together first. I do sound like a Virgo man, but you know it's the truth. Y'all know what I'm saying? It's facts, man. You know, I'm saying facts, man. It's real because it's just truth, man. I don't know how to emphasize it more than what I emphasize. You know what I'm saying? It's just so real, man. But this is why a lot of women have a challenge understanding him, because we trying to figure it out too. A lot of times we trying to figure it out, yo. We trying to figure out life. You know, some of us got to figure it out. Some of us don't. Some of us growing into it. You know, we are very mutable. So that means we can adapt. We adapt very well. You know, we do have a lot of love in our heart. We love love. We love companionship. You know what I'm saying? We love serving. We do love serving. We love serving people. We love women. You know, like Virgo, he'll be your best friend, man, your best friend, your best lover, all the good stuff. He'll make sure you straight. To his detriment, he'll make sure you straight. You know, but at the same time, he started to lose. He started to lose. Yeah, money, you gotta have it. He started to lose himself. You know, it's a lot, man. Yeah, we worry, Virgo, man. We worry a lot. We worry all the time. I worry right now. You know, because I got a lot of stuff going on, man. It's like a baby, like a child. You know, if anybody got, I don't have kids, but if anybody who has kids or you help take care of kids, you constantly worrying about them. You constantly thinking about what they're doing, how can they improve, all that good stuff. But this how Virgo guy. I think we think about how can we constantly improve, how can we get better. You know, I don't metrosexual. I don't understand the term, but yeah, self-centered. But if women call me self-centered, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm not. You know, you see, Virgos, we are very aware of our faults. We're very aware of who we are, you know, and we're very aware of who you are, you know. But some people think we're self-centered because, you know, we think of, I ain't gonna say we think about self all the time, but we just, what's up, big man, Frank? But we're not self-centered, man. We just focus. You know what I'm saying? We just focus. And in order to get things done, you have to focus. And that's just the truth. And because we move slow, and because we think so hard about things, that causes us to move slow. Because Virgos are very analytical, like I said, and we're very strategic. We don't just haphazardly do stuff. You know what I'm saying? We take our time, we plan it out to the best of our ability. We try to plan it out. We try to see the incomes and the outcomes of whatever the situation is. You know what I'm saying? And that's very important to us because we don't want to go in that. We don't want to jump in. It's a saying that says, "Don't jump in the water with both feet. Don't test the depth of the waters with both feet." See, a lot of people in life. Hold on, needs the thing out the way. We got an announcement. Hold on. Okay, yeah, announcement all call. So the saying said, "Don't never test the depth of the water with both feet." A lot of people in life, they just like to jump into stuff and see what happens. We don't like to do that. We're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We like you can if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna. You don't know. You test the depth of the water with both feet. You don't know what's in there. It can be shallow. It could be deep. You can lose your life just because. You can lose your life just because you didn't want to take your time and you know. I mean, we just gotta do it. You know, we're not expecting to be perfect, even though we are perfectionists in our mind. You know, we just like the another saying that says, "Don't look where you fail, but look where you slipped." Right? That's deep. Don't look where you fail, but look where you slip. Let me break that down. So you know what I'm saying? If you slip and fall, people say they slip and fall. They'll look at the place where they fail at rather than the place where they slipped at. If you look at the place where you slipped rather than the place where you failed, you can avoid the slip, therefore avoiding the fall. You know? For real. Let's break it down to cartoon terms. If I throw a banana peel on the floor and I slip on it and fall into the ditch, it ain't the ditch that's the problem. It's the banana peel. It's what I stepped on is the problem. The ditch is gonna be there. The bad times are gonna be there. So if I see the banana peel, if I can avoid the banana peel, and as a result, I can avoid slipping, and as a result, I can avoid falling, and I can avoid the ditch. So that's how we operate. You know what I'm saying? Are we perfect? No. Do we make mistakes? Plenty. You know, like I said, we trying to figure it out like everybody else. But a lot of people don't be understanding what we're going through our minds, man, because we be trying, you know, we trying to get together, and we just be thinking, man, we be in deep thought. super deep thought, man. I mean, deep thought all the time. Like, I spend a lot of time, you know, I say this in every video, you know what I'm saying? I'm in ministry, you know what I'm saying? I do a lot of community service and stuff, and I'm working on projects. So I spend a lot of time personally doing those things, meditating, and just doing what I got to do to be successful in life. Because ain't nobody gonna give you nothing in life. You got to work for it. Nobody gonna give you nothing. So you can't be mad at somebody for focusing on them, especially in this. Seeing somebody walk, especially in this day and age. Nobody can give you nothing. I've learned in life, nobody can give you nothing, and nobody cares. You know, I mean, somebody cares, but nobody really cares. You know, if you don't do it, it won't get done. You know, and that's how Virgos live. Especially Virgo men. We know nobody gonna do it for us, so you got to do it. So you got to make it happen. You know, 90%, 95% of people in the world got to work for everybody got to work for what they have. But what I'm saying is, there are not a lot of people that are born into riches and this and that, you know. And so we got to make it happen. But and also another reason why it's hard to understand the Virgos is a challenge, because women don't try to understand their mission and their path. But every man, no matter what sign he is on a mission, and he has a mission in life, on a certain path, you know. And people don't. Some women don't try to understand that. They just skip past what he's trying to do, you know, as if it don't matter. You know, it matters. You skipping over the main thing that makes him who he is, you know. And he's constantly trying to figure that out too. Everybody don't have it figured out. Some people trying to figure out their purpose, and that's fine to not have it figured out as long as you're working on it, you know. Said Capricorn women, you know, that's fine. I can't tell y'all how many women I dated that they didn't understand me. I mean, I'm a Virgo, so it's hard to understand anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, everybody's different, but they didn't understand that I got something to do. I got mission, you know, and I just couldn't dedicate all my time to her. You know, I mean, we grew to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? But you're just not gonna be number one like that. And I know that sounds bad, man, but I don't mean it like that. You know, I don't mean it like that. I just mean that, you know, I don't know. See, a lot of women in general, with kind of men in general, either the man could be busy working or broke and have a lot of time. You know, which one do you want? I hate to make it an ultimatum like that. And no, that's not all cases, because everybody make time for what they make time for what they want. That's true. But I'm telling you, most Virgos are just busy doing what they got to do to make it. You got to work every day. You got to work every day to succeed in life. You know, for real. Yeah, I dated a Virgo woman before. It was nice. It was cool. Also, you need to reason why it's a challenge to understand him is because you don't understand his background, how he became to be who he is. You know, his family structure, the things that he went through in life, breakups. We take breakups very hard, so you need to understand if he's been in a relationship before, or you need to know if he got his heart broke before, but especially recently, because those things affect us. You know, and because the reason why we love so hard, we put our time and energy in it so hard, and when it breaks up, it just affects us how we move. And so you need to know these things if he went to break up or something, because it's going to affect his mind, it's going to affect his mood. You know, it really is going to affect how he approaches women, how he interacts with them, because he just don't want that to happen again. In his mind, most women are going to seem fake. And it's just a cycle. It's just a cycle of, you know, when you go through a breakup, stuff like that. You know, what's up, man? You know, I can say some Virgo men have a very hard time trusting women, you know, especially if he's 25 and older. Because when I say that, it's because most likely he's experienced just, like everybody, people playing around, you know, and it's people fake out here in this world, not just women. I ain't trying to bash on the women, but just people in general. People fake out here, man. People play, and two, if you were the guy and y'all just hanging, kicking it, whatever, y'all doing y'all thing, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It just need to be. You just need to understand his mind, because everybody doesn't necessarily want a relationship in the world, and that's the truth. Like some people don't want to be married, even Virgos. Some people don't want to be married. Some people want to be out there and have a good time and date, and that's fine to me. Whatever somebody wants, that's fine to me, because everybody's entitled to live how they want to live. You just need to be clear. Like, look, this is what I want. This is what I'm trying to do. Whatever. Some people have to figure it out. Like me, I'm not into making somebody be or agree with my mindset, agree with what I'm trying to do. Unless I'm saying if you're gonna roll with me, we need to be on the same page. But I'm not into converting somebody, especially if they don't want to do it. And it's all good. It's all good. Nobody's more right or more wrong than the other. Because once you start doing that, making people that, you start losing. But but yeah, back to the thing of understanding Virgo, man. Like you really need to understand their background, their heart, their mind, where they come from, and if they've been in some type of breakup or something, or if they got any type of trauma. Because a lot of women don't understand men in general, and they try to make a man what they want a man to be, rather than letting him be who he is. And it's very important to understand, because today and age, and I say men all the time because I'm a man. I'm speaking from my perspective. Today and age, a lot of women don't allow men to be men. And that's another reason why it's a challenge to understand him. You need to let him be who he is. A lot of people trying to shape and mold. Just let him be who he is as a man. Let the man breathe, because the man in this country, especially black men, it's hard. You deal with a lot, and so the last thing you want is a difficult woman. You know what I'm saying? Or a woman not letting you be who you are. And if you don't agree with the person that he is, that's fine. It's not. See, a lot of times what I've seen is just people in general. If they don't agree with you or who you are, or whatever, it's always a fight. We got to fight and you got to shoot it out. You don't have to do all that. It's just a disagreement. If we disagree, we disagree. Life's gonna go on. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna agree on everything. I don't agree with everything my parents say. That don't mean I hate them. I want to see them die. You know what I'm saying? My homeboys, me and my homeboy, we've been friends for over like 12, 13 years. We fuss and debate all the time. We disagree all the time. It don't mean I don't want to be friends with them. We might fuss and cut each other out, but don't mean I want to be friends with them. You know what I'm saying? It just develops sometimes. But this day and age, especially with social media, if somebody disagree with you, then the whole world is coming to an end. Oh my God. So I just came in this live. I ain't been doing lives in a minute, so what I'm saying. I wanted to do this and just address some things like that, because of all the private sessions I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? From the private session I've been doing, that has been a common theme. A lot of ladies just don't understand Virgos, men, and they just don't get it. And it's cool. It's not an issue. It's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? If you don't understand, you don't understand. And the only way to understand is to ask and seek, help or whatever. But again, as I always say, each situation is different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their personal situation. Yeah, it's been some real stuff. Private session. Again, I would say every video you need a private session. Email me, jwhitfieldinspires@gmail.com, because like I have to understand your particular situation. If you're dealing with a Virgo or something like that, it's hard to do it on here. I'll just give you an overview. You know what I'm saying? But for most of the sessions I've been doing, that's what I've been seeing. You know, that's been the common theme. You know, people don't understand, and the biggest thing is they got to get understanding. Can put my email in here so I can see it. They got to get understanding, man. Hold on, y'all. The session's wrong. Don't walk. Who said that? Beverly. Laptop shaking. Y'all, give me 1 second. My laptop's sick, man. I gotta take it to the thing. But anyway, yeah, just try to learn the dude, man. Try to learn him and this and that. Always give him his space. Virgos love their space. I don't care. That never goes away. You know, it never goes away, man. It's serious. But I do think Virgo is one of. So she need physical contact, man. You need to tell him. I do think Virgo is one of the most complicated signs, especially Virgo, man. It is because we're very grounded. We're very analytical. We're not swayed by emotions. You know what I'm saying? We're just very even tone. You know, and it takes a lot to get us going. But the reason why it takes a lot to get us going is because we think so much and we're very analytical. We're not moved by emotions that much. However, we are very emotional. A lot of people don't think that, but we are. We are very, 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 very emotional, and we feel deeply. But we emotional when things make sense, you know, because we think about stuff and we see stuff, and it has to make sense. It makes sense, you know, in our mind. Like, okay, then when we become, you know, emotional about things, but we care a lot. We care deeply, you know. We just even tone, man. Yeah, we hide it. We hide our emotions, man. But I would say we probably one of the deepest emotional signs, man. Maybe, but you gotta get. It's like a well. You gotta get down in there. You know, you gotta get down in there to get the emotion down. You know, that's why people don't. This is why people understand Virgo men, and it's a challenge because they be trying to. Women are more emotional than men, and women be trying to understand Virgo men from an emotional standpoint, and you can't do that. You're gonna lose every single time. Don't try to understand him from emotional. You gotta get your feelings out of it. Don't try to understand him emotionally. You need to understand him analytically, mentally. You know what he's thinking. How does he think about the world? How does he view things? That's how you're gonna understand Virgo man, and that's how you're gonna like get with him and stuff. You need his views, his intellect. You know, how does he see things? What is he doing in life? That's the most important. Yeah, Tobias. That's. I think I said that right. Your name right, but that's most important. Yes, we feel deeply, but you know, we know feelings can sway. One day a person can be like, "Oh man, I'm feeling you, I love you," and next day she can be like, "I hate you." So we don't operate in that level until we know for sure, or we feel like we know for sure where your mind and heart is. Because people in this world are fake, man. People say one thing, and next thing you know how you tell somebody to do something, they're gonna do something for you, then they don't do it. You know, I'm telling you, man. This is why people don't understand. This is why it's a challenge. Because people, people just think you're trying to understand the Virgo man from an emotional level. yes, you need to understand that part of him, but you need to start at the top, just like your body, mind, heart. What's at the top? The heart is very important, very important. Don't um don't disregard that. But these things work in tandem. You know what I'm saying? The mind directs the heart. Sometimes the heart can direct the mind. Like for example, if you're in a bad situation, sometimes your heart not gonna want to leave that bad situation because your heart only knows love, but your mind is gonna tell you you need to leave the situation. This is the best. That's how Virgos see. Virgos think from the mental first, you know, and we know how powerful the heart can be, you know, and so I think Virgo women on this too, but excuse me, y'all, they're not like this as much as Virgo men because they're still women. And women more emotional, you know. Um, but yeah, man, you just need to understand him, and that's why it's a challenge. It's a deep challenge trying to understand his brother. I know you got to figure it out because he moves slow. Sometimes we're not sure how we feel. If you're really trying to get with a guy, Virgo man, just understand like he's not sure how he feels sometimes. Sometimes we very sure, sometimes we're not. You know, for real, for real. Madison, what? Well, y'all funny. That's funny to me. I don't care. But hey, it be like that sometimes. That's my favorite saying. It be like that sometimes. You know? But yeah, man. Just you just need to understand him better. You know, understand him. And then after you understand how he thinks, how he views things, then you need to learn how he feels about stuff. That's important too. But with Virgo men, the mental is more important than the emotional. You know. So then when you figure out how he thinks and how he views things, then you need to know how does he feel about things. I.e. the moon sign. Because I think the moon sign more so governs your emotions, how you feel. You know, your sun sign, which is the main sign, that's how you think. But the moon sign is how you feel, you know, which also kind of direct, you know. But the sun sign, which is the thinking sign, is gonna always precede everything, especially for Virgo man, because we're thinkers, we're intellects. Appreciate that, Veronica. Yeah, so and another thing, somebody said, never felt so connected. Yes, again, Virgos love deeply. Even though we think first, but we still love deeply, man. We love so deeply. My last video that I posted, it's called "The Love of a Virgo Man." Y'all need to watch that video if you haven't watched it. I explain how deeply we love. It is the best love you're gonna ever have. It's just true. Even though people think we're not emotional, we are emotional. We gotta get past the mental. We gotta get past we gotta get past the wall. Once you get past the wall, you know, we soft on the inside, man. You know what I'm saying? We become very weak. And we are this is a Virgo secret. A lot of us are very weak when it comes to women. Even though you can't tell, we soft hearted. You know, we really don't want to treat a woman bad. Like you know, man, we like you know, we love being presence of women. We love just pampering women. You know, we love that type of stuff. You know, everything. We love it. You know, because women help us figure things out. Women help us stay grounded. Women help us stay at peace and level, balance. You know, we really want those things, but we love being around women, chilling with women, loving them. You know, we really want those things, man. We really do. I'm telling y'all, because we just want to be in a cool, peaceful, chilled environment. You know what I'm saying? You know, honestly, we would rather, you know, you know, be chilling with a woman or whatever and having a good time doing whatever. You know, of course, we worrying about our stuff, what we got to do. Of course, we worrying about our life and this and that. But those things are stressful. You know, women help us de-stress because the sign of a Virgo um, is represented by a female, the virgin. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about a virgin, you know, somebody who's virgin, whatever, it's like the virgin represent purity. You know, it's untouched, this and that, peace, tranquility. These are all the things virgins represent. And so that's why Virgos, you know, like peaceful environments. You know, chilled environment. You know, all that good stuff. That's why. I'm in the library, man. AUC. Yeah, beautiful. But anyway, um, it's real. It's life, man. It's real. You know? And we love companionship, man. We love companionship. We love companionship. You know, that's why people get so close to Virgos, because we are nurturing and we love companionship. It's just what we do by nature. It's just our nature. Man. People think we be trying to play, and we don't be trying to play. It's just our nature. Like we mess around and we push people away because of that nature. You know, we push a lot of people away. Just sometimes we don't mean to, man. I push everybody away, and I don't even mean to. But it's just like because we get attached to people and we love companionship. You know, and by default, you know, we're gonna start caring about you. You know, just not necessarily falling in love, but you know, you can be around somebody for too long and not want to see them do better. You know, we're not robots. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all good, man. But you know, I like to use myself for example. I mean, anybody around me, we always have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a good time, man. We can hang, chill, all the good stuff. It's beautiful. And it's springtime. You know, it's real. It's springtime. Ladies, you better get some sundresses. If you know what I know. You know. You know what I know. You better get some sundresses, man. Because sundresses are beautiful. People act like, I don't know, but it's springtime, the sun is shining, so be lovely out here in these streets. You know, put some flowers in your head or something. I'm joking, but I'm telling the truth. But yeah, man, I need y'all to understand Virgo, man, a little better, man. Try to understand him. That's all you gotta do. Understand his mind, understand his heart, understand what he got going on, understand his background, family structure. This is another reason why people don't understand us. And it's a challenge to understand it because we are the farthest thing from shallow, right? And a lot of people be trying to understand us from a shallow perspective because they are accustomed to dealing with shallow people, you know. But everything that we are makes up who we are, and we always living by the total sum of who we are. That's how we live. That's how we operate. Yeah, Alicia, we know the details too. We know the details about everything. You know, we know this. We appreciate that sharing. We were very detailed, very very detailed, man. That's who we are. We see it like a expect gadget, man. We just do it, man. It's just who we are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just who we are. I'm sure y'all, man. I don't know if y'all can see outside, but it's such a beautiful day outside, right? You know, I know the light is kind of blocking thing in the background. You got people walking. You know, it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Beautiful, beautiful day. That's why I'm looking. That's why I keep looking over here outside. You know what I'm saying? Got the brothers walking. Got the ladies walking. You know what I'm saying? Everybody being beautiful. I love it. Atlanta, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Particularly this the Atlanta University Center. For y'all who don't know. You know, Clark Atlanta, Morris Brown, ITC, Spelman, Morehouse. Did I say Morehouse? West End, you know. The Dome, the Washington Stadium is like right across there. I don't know if I can't show y'all because you can't see it with the light. But anyway, let me get back on topic. Do your best to understand them. Madison, why you left Atlanta, man? You tripping. Christy, that's a good point. Like a flower who blooms and dies and has to be reborn. But yeah, man. Understanding him, man. It's hard, man. Just what he's trying to do. You have a good time. But, you know, Virgo, like I said, we tend to get close to people, man. Like, we love people. And, you know, if you hang around them, we're going to try to do everything we can for you. Because we just love it, man. You know, we love good times. We love companionship. Who doesn't love companionship? I mean, we love our solitude. We love our solitude. Don't get me wrong. We do. But we also love companionship, you know. And we love like certain types of companionship, right? We like to be in a safe space with whoever, away from the world. You know what I'm saying? Away from everybody. So if he trusts you, then that's a good thing because we don't trust everybody. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to hang with everybody. Although we do love companionship, we don't like to hang with everybody because people crazy. You know. And you can be yourself. You can be yourself around a Virgo, man. Even though, hold on, one thing making noise. If I do an all call. Now, what I mean by Madison, why you left Atlanta? You didn't answer my question. What I mean by whoever, I'm saying, we like the, what did I say? Companionship. We like companionship. We do like hanging with people. You know, it's not anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we trust you and you cool, then we like that. You know, and we like that. Because that means we can, you know, so we can hang with you. You know, we can chill, kick it, whatever, we can hang because you who you are, we who we are, and it just matches. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, as long as you're a cool person, you know, you got good vibes, you straight. You know, but it's a lot of people out here who don't have that, who are not like that. You know, as long as you're cool and you get good vibes, you straight, man, for the most part. You know, that's how it goes. That's how it goes, man. You know, I know somebody behind me, then his sleeping and stuff. You know what? Every time I go somewhere, man, people start cleaning up around me. Am I 30 or something? You know what I'm saying? Am I bringing trash? I hate that, man. I don't come to a restaurant. You know, people say, "I'll come slapping the tables and stuff." You know, I was cussed. Let me get on my nerve. Like, go sit down. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate, you know, the janitorial service. You know what I'm saying? Them keeping the environment clean so I can come do what I got to do. I'm much appreciative of that. You know, because it's not an easy job. However, you know, if I'm actually currently sitting down, I would love to, you know, have that space. But anyway, ain't no fire drill. They about to close in a little bit. You know, people trying to go home. If it was a fire drill, I'd be out, man. I know I run every day. Well, not every day, but I run a lot. I do a lot of running. So we out. There's a back door right there. But anyway, So you can show where I'm at. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Got with over there. You know. But yeah, man. Learn this guy. He says drop and roll. Learn this guy, yo. Learn who he is. Learn what he's about. And try to understand and take your time understanding him. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You know, he moves slow. We don't move like everybody else. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. You know, it really depends on what we're going through, what we got on our mind. You know, like most people are very complex human beings. All Virgos are secretive. Especially if you got a Scorpio moon. A Scorpio moon like I have a Scorpio moon. And so I'm secretive, but it's not like secretive as in I'm trying to hide something. I don't want people in my business like that. We're private anyway. You know. You're not gonna know when he go to sleep. The only way you're gonna know what a Virgo really does if you just with him 24/7. You know. People don't know. Like you can find me anywhere at any given time. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like I'm right now, I'm currently in the library. But literally about how long I've been on here? About 40, 45 minutes, 46 minutes. I was all over Atlanta today. Everywhere. From the tip top to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I just came here to sit down real quick. You know? I be everywhere with everybody. I be going from one hat to the next. I be going from ministry hat. I be going to my work hat. I be going to a chill mode hat. I be going to a counseling hat. I be playing with the kids hat. You know, I'll be downtown at a business meeting. You know, because we're mutable, man. We just do it all. I literally did all those things today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to be getting up with the homies later. You know? For real. Appreciate that, Christina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Christina for donating to the Virgo ministry. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, hey, I'm about to get some equipment, man. So I could do more lives and stuff like that. Y'all know I'm using my laptop. You know. So I might get some equipment and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I donate to the Virgo ministry. You know. But yeah, man. But yeah, Virgos, we have you on our mind though. You know. And let me tell y'all something else. Virgos are very sensitive. We are some sensitive beings. It may not seem like it, but we're very sensitive. Especially we are very sensitive to women, right? If you're a woman and you kind of get his heart a little bit, you can almost get him to do anything. You know, women break us down, man. Like it's hard sometimes. I know it don't seem like it, but it is. And yeah, we get mad and stuff, you know, but we get over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but at the same time, well, not at the same time, but another thing is a Virgo man just wants you to be who you are. Be who you are. You know, if you now, yes, it is true. We like what we like. You know, but we also want you to be who you are. We don't want you to be what you're not. Now, we do want you to grow and evolve. Like, for example, if you're a church girl, be a church girl. If you're a freak, be a freak. You know, I hate to use that dynamic. It's just a dynamic that we all understand. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, but be who you are. You know, because we want to know now. Because you don't want to with anybody. You don't want to hide who you are anyway, right? You don't want to be with somebody who don't accept you for who you are anyway. Either he gonna accept it or he not. You know, that's why you need to be yourself. Either he gonna like who you really are. Because just say even not who you are, right? Y'all get together. Who you are gonna eventually come out, and then it's gonna go bad. Now, you do want to put your best foot forward. I'm not saying just don't put the best foot forward, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? because he wants to know, do I like who you really are? You know what I'm saying? And yes, like I said, everybody puts on their best foot forward. Everybody puts on their best representation. That's a good thing. You're supposed to do that. Like, you don't want to go to a job interview just looking any type of way. You know what I'm saying? But y'all feel what I'm saying? Fix your friendship with a Virgo. Well, he gotta trust you, man. You need to apologize to him. Some girls out here twerking. I wish show y'all, but they wild. The sun's shining, so people. Anyway, I don't know who was wrong or what in the situation. Magala DeWitt, I don't know how to say your name, but to fix your friendship with a Virgo, you need to you hit him up, apologize to him. Let him want to talk. That's really where you got to start at. Because when Virgo's mad, we get mad. We just shut down completely. You know what I'm saying? We shut down completely. And a lot of times we don't make the first move. Sometimes we do. But really, if you get the ball rolling and start talking, then he'll come around. Because, time. Yes, somebody said time. Yes, I dealt with Virgo women before. Virgo women, Virgo men, great. I do, Holly. I might make that one first. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, give him some time and talk. You need to talk it out. Virgos are talk. Virgos have to express their feelings. Another thing, I'm gonna let this out. The reason why it's hard for people to understand Virgo men, and the reason why it's a challenge to understanding them, is because you don't allow them to express feelings. Even though everybody says we don't express feelings, you don't allow them to express themselves when they're going through something. Because the last thing you want is Virgo to stress or he can't express himself. You don't want that, because it'll physically bottle up. He's gonna shut down. Let him express himself, man. And if you can't take it, then you gotta listen, shut and listen. Listen, because we already have a lot to say. We already have things bottled up. Don't over talk. Just let him talk, and then he will let you talk. He wants to know that you're gonna listen. He want to know that you really care about what he's saying. And see, a lot of times when Virgos get in arguments with people get upset because we arguing from intellectual standpoint. We arguing like a lawyer. Break it down, like I said in my last video. We can break everything down. Because we want to know. We want to know how we want to know how we got here. Most people be arguing with Virgos. They're like, man, we here. This is what happened. I'm mad. I'm pissed off. You did this. Virgo's gonna be like, okay, I get that. I respect that. But let me show you how we got here. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull the receipts. August 1st, you said da 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 da. And then on November 2nd, you referenced that. And then on December 3rd, you referenced that. Then on February 15th, you referenced all those things. Now today, you mad because all these things you referenced, you didn't know about. This is how we got here. You ignored those things. But we got here because of this. That's how Virgo's gonna do. Because he gonna make it make sense. He gonna add it up. You gotta be ready for that. Yeah, that's true, Madison. Sometimes we do interrupt. We get interrupted sometimes because, we interrupted sometimes, man, because sometimes be some bullshit. I have to censor myself. Okay, like one time, y'all know I got some stories. I went to a breakup one time, man, and this girl was doing some BS, right? It was. I was mad. It wasn't the fact that it was breaking up. It was the stuff she was saying that made me mad. You know what I'm saying? I was like, the stuff she was saying made me mad. I was like, look, you want to break up? I usually say, look, I ain't, this ain't, but it was like, I was saying some, it's funny to me. She was saying some nonsense, man. Like, it makes sense. Like, that can't be the reason. I said, I do not accept that reason. I don't care what you say. I'd rather you say I ain't feeling this than tell me some BS. You know what I'm saying? Because everything she was saying, I can break it down. Like, I mean, it'd be true. It'd be dead true. It'd be dead serious. It'd be the truth. Like, we don't just be pulling stuff, just be pulling, because we do that not to throw it in your face, right? We do it so we can have an understanding. Because we have to understand. We have to make it make sense. It have to make sense. That's why we do it. It have to make sense. You know, we don't do it every single time, but just things that matter the most. You know, because it have to make sense. Like, you know, a lot of people just be like, "Oh, I got receipts. I got this." Nah, we do it. Okay, everybody have receipts, but our receipts mean something different. Like I said, our receipt lets us know how we got to this point where we at and why. You know, and the reasons. Virgos need reasons. We need details. We need facts. We don't need feelings. We need facts. We do need feelings. We do want to understand how you feel. But, oh man, hold on. Yeah, so anyway, we pull the receipts, like I said, so we can know how we got here, man. We on a journey, and it has to make sense, you know. Because we don't want to. We hate to be wrong, but we hate to be wrong over some nonsense. You're not gonna just tell us we're wrong, and it be like that. I mean, sometimes we'll just take it, you know, because we'll take it for the sake of peace. But I'm talking about in big situations, like a breakup or a big argument. That's when we're gonna really do all that. Most times we're just like, okay, we'll just take it because, you know, we don't want you to be mad. We don't want you to be upset, you know, and we just listen and just accept it, you know. But if it's real serious, that we can break it down because really we honestly hate to see a woman upset and mad and hurt. We hate that, you know, and we pull these things, the receipts, so to speak, so we can show you. But the mistake that Virgo may make is trying to make an emotional woman view things from a logical standpoint. It's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. I've learned that the hard way, man. I got in so many bad arguments when I should have just chilled out and waited till like hours later or the next day, because one, she was like emotional. She was like emotional. It was something serious. I was just logical, man. I was just like, I was trying to get her to get out her feelings and see it, but she couldn't see it. And then she couldn't see it, and I couldn't feel it. And we were just at a stalemate. It was just, you know, we just butting heads, you know. I was just trying to make her see it. I was like, girl, see this, see it. Open your eyes, you know. And she was like, feel it, you just feel what I feel. And it was just like, we was getting nowhere fast, very fast. So, you know, it happens, man. It happens. But I say all this say, man, just understand, try to understand them better. But once you start to understand us, we are not complicated. It takes time to understand. Like, a lot of people ain't got time. And that's understandable, man. I get it. All things people say about Virgo, I understand why they say it. I'm not mad at them, you know, because everybody's different. And everybody's different. Everybody's different. But yeah, man. But all in all, Virgos are very good-hearted people. We love everybody, you know, and at our core, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what's good. Cause Cat, I can't even say your name, man. I'll pronounce it. It's good though. But no matter where you're from, who you are, what you got going on, your background, whether you have a horrible past or a great past, we want to see the best in you. We want to see the best for you, you know. And we are not judgmental. Like you can talk to a Virgo man about anything, any single thing, and he's not gonna judge you. You know, we criticize. We're picky now. Don't get me wrong. And a lot of people confuse the pickiness and perfectionist for judgmental. We're not judgmental. We are the farthest thing from judgmental. You know, I'm telling you, you can tell a Virgo like, yo, I killed 3 people last week. And you keep it to him. I feel like, man, you know, he want to know why you did. What's up? You can talk to him about anything. I'm telling you, y'all talk it out. Virgo talk to you and you get to a solution. He'll talk to you. He'll talk to you about your problem. You get aggravated. You be like, man, okay, I don't want to talk about my problem anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do. I can learn. You like, you know, we busy. I just be running, man. I be running around. Like I hardly sit still. You know, I don't be on the phone that much. I be moving, man. You know, I'm gonna get out of the library in a minute, man. I'm about to run. I'm about to do some more running around. I just had to come rest. You know, it's been a long day. It's been a long day, man. It's the truth. It's the truth. Don't know about it. Like I got homeboys that like I said, we've been friends like 15, 16 years. I hardly ever talk to dudes on the phone. You know, if you moving, man. My you gotta catch them when you can. Like most Virgos like that, you gotta catch them boys when you can, man. Like, it's just what it is, man. A lot of people like it, but it's true. I don't know what to do about it, but you know, it's just too much to do. I can't focus on it like that. I be trying though. You just have to slow down, pull it together. I have to remind myself all the time: slow down, pull it together. It's gonna be all right. I am in the library, you know, and see, a lot of times we work up to we are workaholics. We work to the last minute, like almost every night. You know, I be doing something, working on something, and sometimes I fall asleep working. I fall asleep reading something or thinking about something. I be falling asleep. Like this is my little notepad. Sometimes I be falling asleep with this. I wake up like, oh, for real, every night. We work to the bitter end. Yeah, I do. I fall asleep doing something every night. Whether it's listening to something, listening to a podcast, listening to a video, writing, working on something. I never finish it, and I just fall asleep doing it every time, every night. But I say that to say most Virgos are like, it's just why we so busy because we always thinking about it. We're always working on something. Even when we by ourselves, we work on something. You know, they probably always in our dreams, man. But that's how I be every night, man. Because I know for me, it takes me a long time to do this. Because like when I'm working on something, I have a process of doing it. I have to get myself in the mode. You know, so I have to clear everything out, slow down, think about it, and it don't come for me. It might be different for other Virgos, but for me, it don't. Most times, it don't come right away. You know what I'm saying? It comes after about maybe 15, 20 minutes of me sitting down, chilling, and then it starts to flow. It's like revving up the system. And once you get it going, you ever try to like mow the lawn? You gotta pull the thing. You gotta pull it, and pull it. That's how, for me, that's how it is. I be pulling and pulling and pulling. The next thing you know, boom, it's going. And I be right, like, oh. And I hate to get that concentration broken, like, because when I break it, it's hard to get it back. So I just be like, man. Miguel, you need to email me, man, because I'm gonna get off this live in a minute. And put my email here one more time. Put your name. Hold on. Oh. Go on ahead, Kiana. You know I'm missing your name. Yeah, Miguel, email me, man. But yeah, man, so it be hard to get it going sometimes. So that's how Virgo we stay into something, man. And the weather game on. Me personally, um, I be into everything. You know, trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? But we out here. I ain't, people ain't playing, I ain't had no. We make time for the people we love. We make time for it. We just always doing it. Like our passion, our work is our first priority. Like we don't choose to do it. It's just who we are. We just do it. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's why Virgo men, like you have to ingrain yourself into their lives over time. You know what I'm saying? Because we stuck on routine. We stuck on doing what we're doing. So um, you have to ingrain ourselves. You have to ingrain yourself into their lives. Like you just got to do it. It takes time, but you got to do it. You know. But we make time. We do make time. It's hard sometimes, but we make time. Like you should be thinking about what we doing. Really. Yeah, exactly. You gotta catch them when you can, man. For real. Like people think it's being funny. Like, so Gablo, like, okay, think about not just a Virgo. Think about any busy business person right? Or if you try to have a meeting with a business person, if you see that business person, anytime during the day they moving, they going here, they going there. You can't just a lot of times you can't just sit down and talk to them because they always doing something. You got to catch them when you can. A lot of times you got to catch them en route. You got to catch them on lunch. You got to catch them here. That's how Virgos are. You got to move with them, or you got to catch them when you can. You know what I'm saying? You gotta move, or you gotta move with them, or catch them when you can. You gotta be in stride with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll say this last thing. It's an animal called a caribou. And I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's an animal called a caribou. I think I'm saying it right. Called a caribou, right? He look like a deer. So the caribou in the wilderness, when they have their young, right? The young are born on the run. So when the young are born, they are born running, literally. They come out the womb, hit the ground, they take off running because they have to stay on the run. Right? So the predator, which would be like a lion or something, or a cheetah, in order for the cheetah to eat and catch this caribou, you have to catch them on the run. It's rare that they just grazing in the grass and sneak up on them. So the cheetah, they learn how to run with the caribou so they can catch them. That's the only way they can get them. So and likewise, you gotta catch a Virgo on the run. You gotta catch him when you can. You gotta be in stride with him, or learn how he moves, learn how he does things, learn how he goes. But y'all, I gotta get up out of here, man. I just can't get on here real quick. Again, y'all need a private session. Email me, jwhitfieldinspires@gmail.com. The Virgo compatibility videos are coming next week. Got for it, and y'all holler at your boy, man. I gotta get about. Everybody keep me out. About to close this library. So one love. But recipe in this nipsey hustle, man. I'm gonna go run around the city with some of the homies.